What's going on, everybody? Mortem here, this time excitedly bringing you a first look at the character creation in Greedfall, the new RPG from Spiders, the same people who made the Technomancer, which is actually a great game that I really enjoyed. I actually did wind up getting the Platinum, although I do play it on PC, I still call getting all the achievements of Platinum. But that said, that's a game I really enjoyed, so obviously I picked up Greedfall. You're going to hear me reference the Technomancer a lot in this, and that is because as I play this game, the more that I see functionally, a lot of the systems are the same. Now, they've reskinned a lot of it, obviously, to fit Greedfall, but functionally I see a lot of the same systems, which isn't particularly surprising of a AA developer. That is typically the route they go, obviously, to cut costs. So, first options, obviously we have man or female, which compared to the Technomancer, you can only be Zachariah. You can pick from a handful of presets for the appearance. There are a number of facial options, hair, facial hair, eyebrow, skin. Now, interestingly enough, your character always has this weird rot thing on the side of their face. I'm not exactly sure what that's about. I'm sure that's probably a story element. That, regardless of what you choose, is always the same. And regardless of what you choose, your character's name is always D. Sardet. From what I know of the game, that actually appears to be a family name as opposed to your character's actual name. So, once you get done selecting your appearance, which there are a decent number of options, but obviously more is always better, and no one's ever happy with quite enough. The only real difference between man and woman is that the woman doesn't get facial hair, which seems self-explanatory for the most part. But there you go, there's all the options available there, and then on the next step, you actually choose your starting class. So much like the Technomancer, there are actually about 3 styles of combat. And they seem to have mostly mimicked that here. There's the Warrior, which mostly uses one-handed melee weapons as well as some firearms. You'll be using strength and endurance, and your talents are craftsmanship and vigor. Technical, which is more focused on traps and firearms. This is kind of your accuracy, agility, kind of your more move around quickly focused build. And then, of course, your standard magic, which comes with the Divine Magic Ring, Stasis. The way spells work in this game is you equip a ring, which will then give you access to certain spells to use. Now, this is where you start, but as you can see up in the corner here, none of this is set in stone. The actual skill tree is completely open, and once you unlock skills, you can actually totally mess around and mix and match. That's very viable. This literally just picks a starting equipment as well as your starting equipment, like I just said, as well as kind of your skills to start with. And then the next step is your attributes. Your attributes being, of course, things like strength, agility, mental power, endurance, accuracy, as well as willpower. Now, as you can see, just by mousing over these, it'll tell you what each one does. For instance, strength increases all of your melee attacks, as well as required to wield better one-handed and two-handed blunt weapons. Agility increases your fury generation, which is like a special, as well as increasing all damage inflicted in melee combat. This is required to use the best one-handed and two-handed swords. Mental power increases the power of all spells, which is required to use the best rings. Endurance, of course, is your maximum life, and your balance is what you need to wear heavier armors. This increases your accuracy, increases your firearms and alchemical preparations. There's alchemy in this game, by the way. It is required for your firearms. And then, of course, there is willpower, which increases your MP, your magic ability, as well as the spell duration. This is what you need to wear the necklaces and amulets, which are, of course, the things that help you out magic-wise. So, again, very reminiscent of the Technomancer's attribute system. And then we pick one of those, so we just pick a random one so we can move on. And then there's the talent tree. Now, this is actually my point. The attributes and the talents are separated almost identically to the Technomancer, which makes me feel like they reused the functionality of some of their systems, if not, the actual flavor of them. So we have charisma, vigor, craftsmanship, science, lockpicking, and intuition. Now, charisma, of course, helps out with merchants as well as some dialogue options. Vigor lets you pass through physical areas of the game, which I'm interested to see how that points out, as well as increasing your ammo capacity and recovering resources outside of combat. Craftsmanship, of course, lets you craft weapon and armor upgrades. Science, of course, lets you make simple potions and destroy walls with the help of alchemy. Lockpicking, of course, helps you pick locks and make enemy traps. And then intuition actually lets you see gathering sites, as well as increasing the number of those objects that you can pick up through those, and apparently also unlocks some contextual dialogue options. So as you can see, each level kind of shows you what, it just increases the base. So you'll pick one, and then it looks like you'll get 1 point every few levels. And that's pretty much how that works. And then from there, you actually just start the game. So there's a look at character creation in Greedfall. I do plan on making some more videos, but honestly, character creation is always just my favorite place to start. Again, Spiders is the developer that put out the Technomancer, which is another great game. But hope you guys are looking forward to Greedfall here. Let me know what you guys think of the game and the character creation and all that down in the comments below. I'm pretty excited to start playing it myself. I hope you guys feel the same way. Hope you subscribe and stick around, but have a great day either way.